Hi, welcome back to All About the Alternative. One of the things I cover on my channel is social media concepts. And this is a good one because actually a lot of people do use it. It's actually more than just a social media concept. It's something people use actually for their daily lives. And it's called ChatGPT or GROK. There's two services out there right now. And let's talk a little bit about how they're being used and what they are. I'll be right back in a moment and we'll talk all about GROK and ChatGPT. So if you've gotten to know my channel a little bit here, I actually do cover a lot of times social media concepts that affect some people, how they use their channels and what they use. And I've noticed a lot of actual, and I've mentioned this actually on another video as well that's here as well, that they actually consult with ChatGPT or GROK to answer questions that they're actually answering for. Actually, they're answering your questions based on what they're being told by these two concepts. And what are they, basically? And so maybe you'll remember in years gone past, we actually had other search engine programs that you could ask questions to. And you might remember Netscape or Explorer, or you might even remember Ask Jeeves, or you might remember Yahoo. All those things actually were exactly the same way. You just typed a question in and it gave you an answer to that question. Maybe it gave you some direction on where to go to find something, maybe a store to find those things. And I used a lot of those too. Don't get me wrong, I used a lot of them too. Today I use Google for a lot of things as well, and I do a lot of research and information on things. I've even been told by some people that maybe I shouldn't be doing all the research I do and just go and talk about something and not bring up, what I've researched and that. And I don't think it would benefit my channel if I didn't do that research. However, there are a couple of other ones out there recently that have become very much popular, and maybe they're in my opinion, I think they're overused. And it's just my opinion. And I could be wrong on that, but I do feel that it's a maybe overused system, and many people are praising it, especially the ones that are, like I said, these YouTube gurus that are telling you how to actually run your channels, and they're using these systems to learn themselves. Anyway, so here's what I basically learned from what I got as far as what ChatGPT actually is. And don't get me wrong, actually, another thing too here is that one of the things that they cover is the fact that they actually are sponsored by perhaps ChatGPT or one of the others. In this case, ChatGPT actually stands for Chat Generative Pre-trained Transformer. And basically it is just that. It's got information that is pulling from all over the web to give you information about what you're asking. But be careful of what you're asking here. And that's the thing to keep in mind. So it's going to give you an answer to whatever it is that you want. Now, if you're using the free version, keep in mind it's only giving you a general answer. If you want to actually answer in a more broader scope, maybe more information on it, where to go and actually take care of whatever it is that you're trying to ask it about, well, it actually has a cost to it. Now, ChatGPT costs $20 a month for a plus version, which is giving you all that extra information. And if you want to go a step further and get even a more broader scope of information and more deep diving information, you actually have to pay $200 a month for pro version of it to get more information. I think these are price gouging a little bit, but that's just an opinion. GROK, on the other hand, is also the same idea. And GROK means to understand so thoroughly that the observer becomes part of the observed. And like I said, another YouTuber actually came up with, let's GROK, because they're giving you information, and that's exactly what they're doing. In this case, though, you have GROK is also the search engine as well, and you put your question in, and but it's also free to get a general question answered. and so most people will use that and just get a general question. Hopefully it's not something that is so medically or something that's so dire to your information that you use it so literally, because it's always best to go and get a professional's answer on something really important, especially if it's something medical, if you're going to look at that. But if you want to use it a little bit further and go, it's what's called a deep dive into an answer, because they're only going to give you a general answer, is $30 a month. You also have an option for $300 a year to use the service as well. They do not have a pro version as far as I can see. They have a business version, but you have to contact their company to get that business version of it as well. So I guess if you're using it for more all around your business, I would question that business that uses GROK to run their business as well, because that doesn't seem very professional to me. But yeah, so if you're looking to find out the answers to things, you can use one of these two services, and they give a general answer. But like I said, be very cautious of what you're asking. If you're asking something that's actually very dire and very important information that you actually need, check it twice. Maybe even do a second search, because it'll probably give you a completely different answer the second time around, which was my experience. So it can give you one answer, and then you re-ask the question again, and it gives you a completely different answer. So which is it? It's always best to consult a professional before saying, hey, this is what you actually, what they're actually giving you that advice for. And so with that, I'm going to leave it there. And if you'd like to give me a like and a subscribe on that, you can do that as well. And and leave a comment down below. Have you used one of these services? How did you use it? And did it give you the best answer? And I'll see you on the next one. Have a great day, everybody.